Week 7 of the North Marion Athletics Weekly Update begins now. Hello everyone and welcome back to North Marion Athletics, where this week a jam-packed week of action is coming towards you. In this update, we'll cover the wrestling team which took a trip to Redmond, the swimming team and their meet with Cascade, and the basketball team's tough competition with Seaside and Cascade. We will even give you a glimpse of how the Huskies' decorated and renowned cheerleading squad did over the weekend. To lead us off, here is Shane Whitehead with the results from the wrestling team.
Thanks, Cole. On Friday and Saturday, the wrestling team competed in the Oregon Wrestling Classic in Redmond. The Classic is a dual-style tournament, and with over 80 teams in attendance and 16 match running, it is one of the largest high school wrestling events in the country. Unfortunately for the Huskies, the elite level of this tournament was too much for the young team, who came away from the weekend with only one win. The lone team success was against Phoenix. The end score was 42-42, but the Huskies won due to criteria. Individually, Jake Stiegel and Lucas Randall were undefeated, and Johnny Mara had only one loss on the weekend. And now here's Cole Costello with swimming.
Thanks, Shane. To start things off with swimming, they went to South Albany on Friday to compete with 4 other teams. One of those teams was Sweet Home, who had 141 overall points when North Marion and the other teams were in the 50s and below. Sweet Home has had a good boys team in the past decade with a handful of state championships. The boys took only 3rd with 56 and Blanchette barely edged them out with 57. Again, the boys only had one first place finisher, with Grant Cooper in the 500 free getting his fastest time ever. But then again, Sweet Home won 9 out of the 11 events. Even though Manny Medina got 4th place in his 100 free, he also had his fastest time ever. There were many good swims for the boys who also set their personal records. Sam Kimber got his PR in the 100 back. Coach Morris said that there were also many other drastic time drops. Ryan Steele dropped a huge 14 seconds off his 200 IM, and Kyle Lawson dropped another second in the 100 back. Even though the girls have struggled this season, they have gotten way better from the beginning. Kobe Lemon placed 3rd in the 200 free and 2nd in the 100 back. Also in the 100 back, out of the top 6 placers North Marion had. There were also some time drops for the girls too. Hannah Surkamp dropped 8 seconds off of her 100 free time, and Noelle Prescott knocked off 6 seconds in the 500 free. The team looks to improve this week in practice, with their meet on Saturday, which you will get the full version of in more upcoming events. Now moving on to girls basketball. Coming into this week, they knew that they had some tough competition coming on their horizon and continued their hard work and practice accordingly. Tuesday brought the Seaside Seagulls to North Marion as the Lady Huskies put on the white home uniforms for the first time in over 3 weeks, dating back to the North Marion Holiday Tournament in the mid-December. It was easy to see that having the crowd on their side helped the girls tremendously as they played a great opening 16 minutes of basketball, keeping even with one of the top teams in the state. Coming out of the half, the Huskies went cold while Seaside maintained decent shooting. North Marion could only manage 3 third-quarter points, and the Seagulls blew the game open. A decent Husky fourth quarter was not enough to come back from the big margin, and the Lady Huskies fell to Seaside by a respectable score of 53-41. Taking a look at the stat highlights of Tuesday's contest, Seaside won almost every category. The Lady Gulls out-rebounded, committed less turnovers and fouls, and shot a better percentage. Individually, senior Jennifer Nichols led the Huskies' scoring attack with 10 points, with Jasmine Flores and Brianna Martinez following with 8 and 7 points respectively. Jasmine also led the team with 9 rebounds and 3 assists, leading the team in each of those categories. On Thursday, a big challenge came into Gym 1 with a visit from the reigning state champions, the Cascade Cougars, who are currently ranked 6th in the state. Going into the game, the girls knew a victory would mean worlds for them. Early on, the Huskies and Cougars seemed pretty evenly matched. and most of the Cougars' production came from one player in their 5'11 star. Late in the fourth, it became more and more evident that an upset could be looming on the horizon. The Huskies had a few chances to close it out, but it kept slipping away. It all came down to a few seconds left when the Cougars were within one. Then came the most iconic image of the game. As Cascade had the ball and were trying to score to win the game, senior Brianna Martinez rejected the shot to all but seal the upset. The game was not only a confidence booster, but showed that the girls can hold with almost any team in the state that shows up any week. Ending the non-conference schedule with an exciting win, the girls have momentum heading into the league season, which starts this week. As has been true in the past, it looks as if Gladstone and Matters will be taking the two top spots in the league, as the Gladiators went 10-1 and the White Buffaloes went 11-2 in non-conference. However, after that, the league is wide open. Going off of preseason records, the Lady Huskies are third in league with an impressive 9-5 record. With exciting wins against Central, Dayton, and most recently Cascade, optimism is at an all-time high for these ladies. NM Athletics would like to wish the team good luck in league season. Now here's Logan Visor for boys basketball.
You show 'em what we do. Yo, they ask me, fly back, what you gonna do? Trying to catch me.
Thanks, Cole. This Tuesday, the boys were paired up with the #1 ranked team in the state, the Seaside Seagulls. Last season, the Huskies got dominated by the Seagulls during the preseason. However, North Marion came back and defeated them in the regional play-in round at North Marion to slide into the OSAA state playoffs. Kyle Williamson jump-started the Huskies, scoring a quick three. Seaside proved that they weren't going to make anything easy for the Huskies, as the Seagulls took a 23-9 lead at one point during the course of the first half. In the mid-second quarter, the Huskies made a run to get a good look at things, pulling within 8 at the half. With the way things were going, the Huskies were happy with the single-digit deficit. Into the third quarter, North Marion came out with some added intensity. The Huskies went on a 9-0 run in the mid-third quarter to take a 37-35 lead. At that point, the Seagulls woke up and reclaimed their lead. However, the mood coming out of the game from the North Marion standpoint was not bad, as they competitively played with the top team in the state. Seaside's hot shooting is what kept them on top for the majority of the game, as they shot 55% from the field. North Marion was far behind Seaside with 40% shooting from the field. However, the Huskies out-rebounded Seaside 27-15. The Seagulls were also called for more fouls than North Marion. Individually, Sawyer continued his outstanding play of late, scoring 16 points. Kyle Martin came in second with 10 points of his own. The rebounding category was led by Matt McLaren, and despite his height, Kyle Williamson also co-led the rebounding category. Overall, it was a great performance by both sides, and the #1 Seaside Seagulls continued their winning ways. Thursday, the Cascade Cougars revisited a former Capital Conference foe in the Huskies for the last non-conference game of the season. Once again, the Huskies' backcourt opened up scoring with the three-point field goal as Sawyer Dady grabbed Jeremy Parkinson's opening tip and knocked down a three, right in the face of a Cougar defender. Overall, Sawyer Dady accounted for the first 7 points that North Marion scored, slicing right down the middle of the Cascade defense for consecutive lay-ins after the aforementioned three-pointer. After one, North Marion held a 14-9 lead. The middle two quarters were a struggle for the Huskies, as they were doubled up by Cascade in each quarter, 16-8 and 18-9. The Huskies' attempt at a comeback drew close several times, but the dreadful officiating caused North Marion to stumble. One official, who was proudly boasting a 2006-2007 OSAA official patch on a striped jersey, handed out fouls like no tomorrow, at least to the Huskies, and the final foul margin turned it to be 25-13. The two-man crew also handed out a phantom intentional foul and a technical foul to coach Chris Parkinson as a result of the intentional foul. As the Cascade player was shooting his free throws, the faithful North Marion crowd showed their support of Coach Parkinson's disgust with the officials by clapping their hands loudly for the entire duration of the foul shots. The Huskies' fourth quarter comeback drew close at several points. but the officiating of the game hindered North Marion's tough efforts. In the end, the Cougars defeated North Marion 57-47. Whether Cascade was solely responsible for their victory is still up for debate. Sawyer Dady once again had 16 points, while Nathan Summers scored 9. North Marion, although ending the preseason on a rough note, had a somewhat successful preseason schedule. The Huskies had some good and bad patches. Good, which saw them defeat Scappoose and Yamhill Carleton and play closely with Seaside, and bad, with losses to St. Helens and Yamhill Carleton. Heading into the league season, North Marion will have to prove that they are better than their preseason record, as they are currently in last place. LaSalle, Madras, and Molalla are heading up the Tri-Valley Conference in terms of preseason records. The Huskies have a tough league season ahead of them, as they are competing in the best 4A conference in the state for boys basketball. However, they have proved that if they bring their A game, they can play with anyone. Now I'm going to hand it over to Josh Hauser to cheer for the cheerleaders.
Thanks, Logan. Coming off of their 5th consecutive state championship, the cheerleaders have been working tough throughout the fall sports season and into the current winter sports season to keep up their high-level tradition. With former head coach Kezia Malinsky moving up into the collegiate ranks of coaching, Erica Flores has stepped into this year's head coaching position. The cheerleaders had their first competition this Saturday when they traveled to Lake Ridge to compete. The team proved that they are going to be a contender for the title once again, as they took first place in this competition. This week's North Marion Athletics FBLA high-flying performer is Jasmine Flores of the girls basketball team.
Let's go.
Jasmine gave some great minutes coming off of the Huskies bench in the early goings of this season. Jasmine worked her way into the starting rotation and has become one of the most valued members of those starting 5. In some of the most recent games, Jasmine has led the team in points, rebounds, assists, and pure effort. Jasmine has proved throughout this school year that she is an outstanding athlete. She won the accolades several times throughout the fall sports season, and winning it this time, a winter award, only further proves her athleticism. And be sure to visit Miss Ione in room 2 for all of your balloon needs, as they are perfect for any occasion.
Let's go.
Now here's Cole with the North Marion Athletics Play of the Week.
Thanks, Josh. Now for this week's Play of the Week, we're going back to the girls' game versus the Cascade Cougars, deep into the 4th quarter. With just a few seconds left, Cascade had the ball. It was threatening to make a basket to win the game. But senior Brianna Martinez was not about to let that happen. Her solid defense throughout the course of the game helped keep them in it, and that was not about to change with the game on the line. With the final seconds ticking off, Cascade took the shot, and Brianna rejected it. The block gave North Marion the win and the upset of the number 6 Cascade Cougars. Now we're going to Wyatt Moore for more upcoming events.
Let's get right into more upcoming events this week. Tuesday, boys and girls basketball kick off their league season with a visit to the Rangers in Estacada. Contrary to the schedule we have been accustomed to, the varsity boys will play at 5:30 and the girls will play at 7. Wednesday, the wrestling team goes to Gladstone for a duel with the Gladiators. Varsity matches begin at 7. Friday, the basketball teams continue their league season. The girls will be home with a triple-header of JV2, JV, and varsity all in one gym. Boys will do the same, but in the brick oven at LaSalle. Boys varsity also at 7. Friday and Saturday, the wrestling team travels to Seaside to compete in the Pacific Rim Tournament. Also on Saturday, the swimming team goes to Hood River to compete in the Hood River Invitational. There will be a lot of 5A and 4A teams there. That's it for this week. Now I'm going to ship it over to Cole Costello.
Thanks, everybody. And again, we'd like to thank Young Life for sponsoring our ticker. And the next club is coming up Monday, January 23rd at 8 p.m. at the Hub in Hubbard. We hope to see you there. Well, it's that time again. We'd like to thank you all for watching. We hope you'll join us again next week for our version of this week's happenings. Thank you.